Moonbin, who had been suffering from a rare and deadly disease, passed away, leaving many people devastated. The cause of Moonbin's untimely death was a rare and incurable condition that caused his organs to malfunction and eventually stop functioning. Doctors had been monitoring his health for weeks before he died, and tried to alleviate his pain and suffering, but his condition became too severe for them to help him. His friends and family were heartbroken as they tried to rally around him, giving him words of encouragement while he fought the illness. The news of Moonbin's death spread quickly, as people prayed for his soul and mourned the young life that was taken too soon. Moonbin's fatal condition was caused by a rare syndrome that prevented his organs from properly functioning, leading to his ultimate demise. He had not been diagnosed with this condition prior to his death, and it was a shock to all who knew him and loved him. The exact cause of Moonbin's illness is still unknown, but it was speculated to be a result of a genetic mutation. This mutation prevented his organs from properly carrying out their essential functions, leading to his eventual death. Moonbin's relatives and friends grieved deeply for his untimely passing, wishing that something could have been done to save his life. The medical community was in shock at the sudden loss of Moonbin, and many viewed his death as a tragedy. The cause of Moonbin's death was largely attributed to his genetic condition, an illness that had not been seen before in the medical research community. Doctors had been monitoring his condition and attempting to treat the symptoms of his illness for weeks, but they could not prevent the inevitable. His friends and family took solace in knowing that, despite his suffering, Moonbin had been surrounded by people who loved him and were willing to do whatever they could to help him. The medical community searched for a cure to Moonbin's illness, but it was ultimately too late to save him. Many of Moonbin's loved ones mourned his passing, and many people around the globe shared in their grief. Moonbin's mortality was a reminder of the fragility of life, and it inspired people to take a moment to consider their own mortality. The news of Moonbin's death still brings tears to the eyes of those who knew and loved him, and the pain of his loss is still felt today. Doctors, family members, and friends all worked to help Moonbin fight, but his illness was too powerful and eventually claimed his life. Though he was only in his 20s, Moonbin had already accomplished so much in life, and his death brought grief and sorrow to all who knew him. The loss of Moonbin was a tragedy, and it's hard to imagine the world without him. His friends and family all took to social media to share their memories and stories of the young man they all loved and cherished. Family members and friends remember Moonbin as a gentle and kind soul, who was always ready to lend a helping hand. Though his illness was too powerful to overcome, the memories of Moonbin's life still bring joy to the people who knew and loved him. The medical community continues to search for a cure for the rare genetic condition that took Moonbin's life.